from the Parliament. Remember, the Parliament is in monsoon session as we speak, and we're given to learn that the Shiv Sena MP Priyanka Chaturvedi has given a suspension of business notice in the Rajya Sabha. We shared this news with you a little while earlier. She'd given this notice on the misuse of premier investigative agencies such as the ED, the CBI and the IT by the central government for political agendas and detaining opposition leaders through these agencies in a bid to silence them. So what she said is she's put this suspension of notice through. Now it is for the Speaker to decide whether or not the notice will be taken up. But we want to play out for you what Chaturvedi had to say. Take a look.
Chairman of Rajya Sabha asking, basically raising this issue of arrest that has been made by Mr. Sanjay Raut, made by Enforcement Directorate of Mr. Sanjay Raut. What is the content of that letter and why that letter has been written?
The letter has been written under Rule 267, which prioritizes discussions over any other business that is being decided by the Government of India. This important issue needs to be discussed simply because we have seen how Sanjay Rautji has been politically targeted under a political conspiracy hashed by the Bharatiya Janata Party. How the Enforcement Directorate is nothing but an extended department of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and how all institutional dignity is being compromised at the helm of a central government which wants to use them as a political weapon.
All right, I have three reporters present with us on the ground. As you can see, my colleague Herman Gomes is with us from outside the JJ Hospital, where Sanjay Raut is expected to appear for a health checkup in a little while from now. Mihir Trivedi, as you saw, with us from outside the ED offices, and my colleague Venkaiah Deshpande with us from outside the Mumbai Sessions Court. Let's go over to our Bureau Chief, Venkaiah Deshpande. Venkaiah, could you explain to our audiences why you're present at the Sessions Court? What's expected to take place there in a little while from now?
Well, yes, Toya, in some time from now, after Sanjay Raut will be taken out of ED office, he will first be taken for his medical examination, and thereafter he will be brought here at the Sessions Court. Since he's an MP, we expect that he will be taken to a court, the special court for ED, in which the ED will give out a remand application. As my colleague Ashish Mershi had broken the news some time ago, ED is likely to seek remand for 10 days for Sanjay Raut, claiming that there is incriminating material against him, claiming that he has not been cooperating with the probe, and claiming that there are important questions that need to be asked to Sanjay Raut. So the arguments are likely to take place here at the Sessions Court, where Sanjay Raut will be brought after his medical examination. Now remember, his arrest was shown at 12:05 a.m. today on 1st of August, which means the ED still has 24 hours in its hands for medical as well as for producing him in the court for remand. We expect that he will be produced before evening today, wherein the ED will give out grounds of seeking remand, and the legal assistance for Sanjay Raut will also be provided, wherein it is expected that Sanjay Raut lawyer will possibly oppose the 10-day remand and will give out grounds saying that he has been cooperating with the agencies all this while. Remember, ED has said that he has skipped the summons twice. He hasn't been cooperating. Even yesterday, when the ED team was at his residence in Bhandup, it had scrutinized documents. Even then, sources had claimed that there wasn't much of a cooperation coming from him after he was brought to the ED office. So that legal battle will take place here at the Sessions Court in Mumbai after Sanjay Raut will be produced here after his medical examination. So why it is important is this will be the time when the ED will have to give out in writing the grounds for arrest, the details of the scam in which it thinks there is an involvement, because remember yesterday there were some serious allegations that were leveled by the family. Sunil Raut, who's Sanjay Raut's brother, had claimed that there were no details that were given by the ED about the case in which he was being arrested. Even the summons that were sent to him, the brother claimed did not have any details of the cases. The seizures that were made were allegedly about the old documents which were already furnished in front of the ED. So the family has leveled serious allegations claiming that there was nothing new in this. apart from the fact that Sanjay Raut had skipped summons after informing the agency that he was in Delhi for the parliamentary session, and yet they raided his house in a surprise move yesterday. So with respect to all these allegations, today is the day when the ED will put in black and white, will speak on record about the case, about the allegations, about the grounds of arrest, and about what it seeks with respect to custody of Sanjay Raut for the investigation of this case. So it's going to be an extremely crucial hearing, and the remand application will be a document which will be critical in today's hearing, because it will give out all the details and Sanjay Raut will be given a legal opportunity to represent himself. It is likely that the remand may be opposed. As of now, there's no confirmation on whether Sanjay Raut's legal team will oppose the remand or whether they will go with it. But as of now, as my colleague Ashish Maharshi has broken a while ago, ED is likely to seek 10 days custody of Sanjay Raut in this matter when he is produced in the court here. Toya.
Vinaya, thank you for those details. Our colleague Herman is also with us. Herman is on the top right of your screens. He's present outside JJ Hospital. Herman, we want to come to you to understand. There are some reports that there's also heavy security outside the hospital, where Raut is expected to come and have a health checkup in a little while from now. Could you, A, confirm if that's true? Are there Shiv Sena or NCP workers that are present outside the hospital at all also? And third question for you, is his lawyer going to be present with him through the health checkup and through the day-to-day as he was yesterday?
Well, yes. In fact, ever since since the raids were being conducted yesterday, his lawyer too was present inside the house. After that, he had even visited him at the ED's office, and therefore it now remains to be seen whether he would accompany. Now, as you have been asking me about the security deployment, if I can ask my camera person to pan towards my left, you will see adequate Mumbai police there that has been placed here to ensure that as and when Sanjay Raut is brought in, it's a smooth process. Because first of all, it's a busy street. Besides that, you have, since it's one of the largest hospitals in Mumbai, you have a lot of patients coming in. So to ensure that there is no sort of problem, everything goes on smoothly, you have the deployment of the Mumbai police here. Now, so far, there have been no Shiv Sena or their party workers who are present here, neither to express their solidarity or even in terms of protest. It's just on the other side of this road, you have the casual, the onlookers who have stopped. But this is where Sanjay Raut would be brought in. By the time he leaves the ED office and is brought here, it's roughly around 10 minutes within which he will be reaching here. The medicals would be then conducted, and then he would be taken to the PMLA court, where the Enforcement Directorate is going to seek for his 10 days custody, Toya. But as far as security, yes, adequate security deployment. Only those with a valid pass are being checked here to ensure that no one else gets an entry inside, so that things could get ugly or sour later on.
All right, Herman, thank you for bringing us more context on that development. That's my colleague Herman. He's present with us, as you can see, from outside the JJ Hospital. Now, I'm just going to check if we need to head into a break right now. If we don't, we are going to continue to speak to our reporters. As you can see, Herman from outside the JJ Hospital, my colleague Vinaya Deshpande with us from outside the Sessions Court, and my colleague Mihir Trivedi with us from outside the ED offices. We're covering this story right now. As you can already see, Sanjay Raut is set to appear before the Sessions Court in just a little while from now. In about an hour from now, he will be expected to appear in front of the Sessions Court. Once he does that, we'll have more developments for you. Remember, the Enforcement Directorate is investigating him currently in the Patra Chaul land scam case. Now,